Welcome back to another episode of Let's Go Low here on AM 820 every Saturday mornings, the Big Eight, brought to you by Golfers Unite, golfersunite.com. Check out our site. We got a lot of great offers and opportunities for golfers of all different passions and all different levels. And our friends at AMAC, it's the Association of Mature Adult Citizens. That's amac.us. Chris Karamitsos is joining us once again. We started diving in about buying and selling of golf courses, and we got an industry expert here with us telling us about the ins and outs. We started diving in just a little bit, talking about the market shifts and the use of funds and where things are going from the pandemic craze in golf and all the deals to, what's going on today and the stabilization. Right now, Chris, what I'd like to do is kind of dive into some hypotheticals. And let's say, someone's looking to buy a golf course and someone's looking to sell a golf course. And this is what you do in your sweet spot. Tell us what, some of the initial things that you do that comes top of mind that our listeners might get some value out of.
Sure. Well, people who are looking to sell are typically, though, there's a number of reasons for wanting to sell. And it can be anything from, partnership dynamics or whatever. But most people today that are looking to sell, they're really looking to take their chips off the table. They've owned a golf course. They've owned it through the bad times. They've seen the market change. They've now turned the corner. Their golf course has made a lot of money for them over the last 3 or 4 years. And now it's time to take advantage of that and say, okay, this could be somebody else's. There's still some upside left in this. And I can take my chips off the table, make a nice return. And so we work with a lot of those people that think it's time to divest now. Also, a lot of times, people are saying, hey, I've got a loan coming due, and, the interest rates are a little higher than when I bought this. And if I'm going to, refi this, I'm not going to be making quite as much money. So maybe I need to sell it to somebody who can just buy it all cash. And so those people are a lot of folks we work with. Now, I'll tell you, as well as, buying golf courses, because they are such good investments these days and they're returning so well. Most golf courses trade on a multiple of income, right? So, you can buy a very nice golf course for under $5 million.
Right. So $5 million gets you a nice golf course. We're talking with Chris Karamitsos, a partner of the LIPG, which is the Leisure Investment Properties Group. Chris, your expertise in this space is very valuable, and I hope our listeners are really enjoying this conversation as well. This is Jeff Stanislaw, your host of the Let's Go Low show here on AM 820, the Big Eight, every Saturday morning, and it's brought to you by Golfers Unite. It's golfersunite.com. We're going to put this and our previous episode up with Chris at our website. You guys can check it out anytime, golfersunite.com. And our friends at AMAC, the Association of Mature Adult Citizens, amac.us. Chris, we mentioned the demand and in the previous episode about how, memberships, the downstroke to get into a club is at all-time highs. There's waiting lists, and there's this demand is there. But we also have on the flip side the affordability issue that is in mainstream media, and so you look at the golf, like country clubs are rocking and rolling, and their dues are higher. Their initiation fees are at all-time highs. Talk to us a little bit about like a public golf course and, the rates there and what's going on in that space. And it seems like it's a dichotomy. You have a lot of, young golfers that can't afford to join these clubs nowadays. And, maybe just your thoughts on the industry there quick, and then we'll dive back into the business side of things.
Sure. I think that's a great question. We love to grow the game, right? You and me and the PGA of America. I mean, we all love to see the more golfers, the better. One of the options for someone wanting to get in to golf, we say that there's really a golf course for every level.
Sure.
From a talent level to an affordability level. I mean, there are golf courses you can go out, have a great time, pay 25 or $30 to go play 18 holes. There are those golf courses out there. In fact, some of them I call recession-proof golf courses because when the economy turns, and if you get into recession or whatever, people don't stop playing golf. They just play less expensive golf. So the guy who used to pay $80 to go play on the weekend, he's going to pay $40, and the $40 guy is going to pay $20. So you still see that. And so there's a golf course out there for everybody. But you're right. When did you think we would see in this market, just on daily fee golf courses, resort courses, like, look at what they get at Innisbrook. Look at what they get at Cabot. Look at what they're getting at Streamsong. I mean, it's hundreds of dollars to go tee it up. And I mean, that just shows you what the demand is. If golf was not as strong as it is, you wouldn't see these rates out there.
Right. We're talking with Chris Karamitsos, the partner of LIPG Group. It's Leisure Investment Properties Group. You guys can Google Leisure Investments Property Group, connect with Chris if you're interested in buying or selling a golf course, or capitalizing or recapitalizing, or doing all that different types of stuff with your golf course. He's one of the industry's leading experts in this space, has done deals with Black Diamond, Feather Sound, Cabot here locally in the Tampa Bay area, and many more. You were talking a little bit about the business model. Where do golf courses make money, and where do they lose money? What do you kind of look for when you're evaluating, doing an analysis of a potential golf course sale?
Super great question, and I'll tell you why. There's an old saying, EBITDA is like the net operating income. Okay, so there's a saying that not all EBITDA is created equal, and that is true. So there's a quality of income issue with golf courses. So one of the things one of my partners has a saying, says, are you a golf course with a restaurant, or are you a restaurant with a golf course?
Yes.
So where you make your money is on the golf side. If you look at a golf course and you look at the total top line revenue, and you see it, and it's 50-50 between golf and food and beverage, the quality of the income is not that good, because there's a lot more margin in golf than there is in food and beverage. What we really look for is, we want to see, especially in a daily fee club, we want to see, of the total income, we like to see 2/3 of it coming from the golf side of the house, and maybe 1/3 coming from the food and beverage. Now, there's a little difference there. If you're really also a really high-end place, and you got great wedding business, great banquet business, there's a lot better margin in weddings, and so that can offset it a little bit. But so when we value a golf course, we take all those things into account. So one of the things that very, very important is that when you take a golf course out to market, it has to be priced properly. If it's not priced properly, then you're just wasting everybody's time. And the only way you price it properly is to analyze the income the way we do, and assign the proper value to it.
Yes. And then we're talking with Chris Karamitsos, the partner of Leisure Investment Properties Group here. This episode of Let's Go Low is brought to you by Golfers Unite, golfersunite.com. You can catch this and all our episodes of the Let's Go Low show at that website. Chris, you bring up a good thing, operating a golf course. If you've owned a golf course a lot of years, there's a lot of, like, buying and selling of anything, right? It's the value proposition. You may have, your golf course may be your baby. right? And you may think it's worth way more because you're so in love with it, you know, and diving into the actual true valuation sometimes may be hard, but you also have a larger economic issue that you got to analyze in buying and selling a golf course. Like, you know, what's the census saying? You know, what's the marketplace saying? Are they growing? Are they building a new exit ramp near your golf course? So there's a lot of value things that you guys look at. The operating, who's operating it, and what's the pro shop doing? Is there room, to put some marketing dollars? Where does a golf course? Let's start with, where does a golf course lose money, and what do they do wrong often?
I see golf courses lose money in the food and beverage operation if it's not run properly. Like you'll see different golf operators go, well, you can't make money in the food and beverage. Well, that's wrong. I've seen guys that can turn a really good profit. When I was at Landsbrook Golf Club, my GM was Greg Gagliardi, one of the best operators you'd ever meet in your life. And he always made money in the food and beverage. And he taught me that you can make money. You have to be very sensitive to the cost. You have to really monitor this shrinkage, all that stuff. You see people that you got to stay on top of it. But that's where you can really lose money. The other place you can lose money, and it sounds kind of strange, but capital improvements. If you don't stay up with your capital improvements and you let too much deferred maintenance creep in,
Sure.
Then things start to break, and then you start paying more money you start throwing good money after bad.
Right.
So stay up on your deferred maintenance. Make sure you don't have too much of that. Irrigation is always a big one. So it's always good to, make sure that you stay up on all of that stuff. Very important.
Fantastic. We're talking with Chris Karamitsos, the partner of Leisure Investment Property Group. Amazing stuff that we're talking about. There's so much more behind the scenes of it. I think one of the things that the golfers don't see is actually how much it costs to run a golf course. Let's just bottom line it. You have revenues and you have expenses. Like, how much of that percentage of revenue goes towards the expenses of running a golf course?
Most of it.
Most of it.
I mean, it's if you get a golf course that operates on a 15-20% margin, that's really that's good. What people don't understand is it never gets less expensive to run a golf course.
True.
So you've got wage and hour increases almost all the time now, and not taking away from anybody's salary or anything like that, or wanting to, but it just, and there's only so many golf courses that can pass that expense on to the consumer, because at some point, if it gets too expensive, then what do? You're going to have to cut back in certain areas, and you see that in some instances, but it's very expensive to run a golf course. But it's not rocket science. You know how many rounds of golf you need to break even. Okay. And once you hit that, everything else falls to the bottom line. So if you need, 28,000 rounds to break even, everything over that is, gravy for you. Whatever that is, depending on your on how you're set up. Your private club, how many members you need to break even. But
yeah, we're talking with Chris Karamitsos, the partner of Leisure Investment Property Group. Chris, I'd love to have you back on the show, at a later date. Maybe we can kind of explore the golf simulator world and what's going on there. I'm sure you have your eyes on that. This is Jeff Stanislaw, your host of Let's Go Low here on AM 820. This episode is brought to you by Golfers Unite, golfersunite.com. Go check it out for all your golf needs and information and special deals and offer and play and all that great stuff. And our friends at the Association of Mature Adult Citizens, amac.us. Chris, in our final saying is, if you want to reach out, if you have an interest in investing into golf or selling a golf course, how does someone find you?
Yeah, just go to our website. It's thelipg.com. That's THELIPG.com. And you can get a hold of any one of us there, and we'll be happy to chat with you.
Fantastic. Some great insight that a lot of people don't get behind the scenes on running and operating a golf course and valuation of a golf course or buying and selling. So our listeners, I hope you appreciate the time today here on the Let's Go Low show. Tune in next Saturday at 8 a.m. on the Big 8 AM 820 for more great golf. Thanks a lot, Chris.
Thank you, Jeff.